August. It is 8-4 today. Today wasn't that hot today. It's been hot for the last couple of days. But how's everyone doing out there? Welcome back to the show. I'm Mr. Burn One, and this is the word on the street. Uh, we got so many. I mean, it's just so much shit that be going on. I mean, it just don't stop. I mean, one thing after another. I mean, you look over here, you got something going on. You look over there, you got something going on. There's just so many things that's going on. Uh, but for the month of August, we will be doing, as you can see on the screen, Battle of the Sexes for the month of August, which is a real good, in my opinion, very good timing because uh, you have Mike Tyson about to he's about to step back into the ring and fight Roy Jones Jr. Now that should be an interesting fight because Roy Jones Jr. is he's semi power, he's good with jabbing and moving, but Mike Tyson is more of a knockout, artist. And it's not even that, Mike Tyson is about to fight that is so relevant to this topic. It's the point that Robin Givens, all of a sudden, just out of the blue, her name popped back in the headlines. Uh, being that Mike Tyson is about to fight. Now, Robin Givens was married to, I think, Mike Tyson for every bit of about 30 days or however long. I mean, but he and Robin Givens, I mean, they were in an entanglement. They were in a entanglement. I guess they originated entanglement, I guess. But their situation was very, very ugly. Just the way that, Robin Givens took advantage of the man. You got a man like Mike Tyson coming from a place that he was coming from. Really, Robin Givens really preyed on Mike Tyson. Was she actually sent to Mike Tyson by someone, by some fucking pimp? You know what I'm saying? You never know. Um, because she took Mike Tyson for a lot of money. And even as a child, me, uh, just observing from a young age, I knew then that, hey, uh, if Mike Tyson was to, have abused and beat up on Robin Givens, I'm pretty sure that, she would have had some type of markings, some kind of way to show that, she's been abused. And in my opinion, Robin Givens was a very thin and frail woman. So for her to take abuse from a man of Mike Tyson's stature, he's knocking 200-pound men out. I mean, I'm pretty sure that whatever aggression that he took towards Robin Givens, that he would have left some type of bruising or something like that on her. So for Robin Givens to be coming out now, just speaking on the fact that I hope he does well. I hope he gets over his violent streak. I hope he's not domestic. It's just funny that she's the only person that has a report of a report of violence from Mike Tyson. You know that that case happened what 20 years ago. Just, maybe a little shy of 20 years ago, but or a little more than 20 years ago. Excuse me. But just the fact that over the past 20 years, we haven't heard anyone else come forth and say that Mike Tyson was abusive to them. So that kind of to me would discredit her story, which was probably why Mike Tyson and Tupac became such good friends because they were both being attacked by the female sex in a point where the black man was trying to climb his way out of a slump. Coming out of the 80s, the beginning of the crack era, you had a lot of guys that were making a lot of money back then. You had a lot of people that were doing drugs and making money back then, which is sometimes can be an even worse combo because when you have enough money to do drugs and support a bad habit that eventually turns you into basically crack monsters, what they used to call them, turns you into a crack monster. If you have the money, you know what I mean. If you have the money to go behind being a crack monster, that's an ugly thing to see because you don't want people that are not mentally stable to have access to a lot of money to you know be very dangerous with that money. They can kill themselves, kill other people, just being intoxicated and being under the influence of money. So with Mike Tyson not having any other cases come up that saying that he tried to rape someone, that kind of just points the finger at Robin Givens as a liar, and it really makes her stick out as a sore thumb when it comes to man versus woman, because she got a big payoff when it comes to Mike Tyson. Her payoff was 10 million plus, I think. So it wasn't like that. She got with this man, and she stood by his side for years and years and years at a time. I don't even think they were together 6 months before she married him, divorced him, and then she's sitting on $10 million and not to be heard of since she was in the movie Boomerang. Now you talking about pimping a motherfucker? That's pimping. You know what I'm saying? If you can send a woman out to go and lay with a John, and she can bring home $10 million. I mean, you will have no reason to even send anyone else out for a while, because $10 million is a big lick. And I don't feel that Robin Givens came at Mike Tyson just out of love. I feel that for some reason there's some there's some foul play there. But we do know now, she may have been a part of some kind of secret society. That's why she was able to pull that off, because she didn't even have to have a child. You know what I mean? Like this is interesting that she doesn't even have to have a child, and she got away with $10 million. I mean, how about that? You know what I mean? Um, we know now that the main hustle that a lot of women try to use is the hustle of child support. You have so many, cases of child support now. I wonder how those cases are turning out, being that people have not been working for a while, and the coronavirus got people out of work. How are they handling the child support cases? If people are falling off with those child support. But the AFDC, which is the Aid to Family Dependent Children, which is a organization that started in 1935. That organization was started to basically fund money to families that were low income or no income. I didn't really you know never put much thought into a family actually having no income at all. To actually have no income, means you will be living under the poverty line, which would basically mean that you're on the verge of owing people money. Ain't that something? I mean, you don't even have income coming in. You owe people. So, as an example, you may be living in a home, but the home that you live in, you owe taxes to the city. So, you're living with no income and below the poverty line. So you know, when the AFDC was formed, that's when, that's the lifestyle that a lot of people were having. Now, as we walk up to, I think 1975, I think it was, is when the launch of child support was actually launched and put into effect. There was a let's see here. There's a section 4-D of the Social Security Act is where the child support um, was written into law for basically the government. I did a quick study and did some research on it this morning. Globally, $990 billion annually is paid in child support around the globe. Um, what's funny about that is that I found interesting was 52% of uh, child support. I'm not sure if I had uh, read through the article quickly, but 52% of child support payees are paid by women. I didn't know that. I found that interesting. That 52, even more than that means that you would have women paying more than men. And I found that I found that very interesting that you would have a lot of women paying child support and that much. I think they said just in the United States alone that was I think 250 billion in child support being played. It might be million. Someone can fact check that though. I got a special guest on the line. Not on the line, but I got a special guest in the supposed to be in the waiting room. Um, I like to refer to him as a relationship guru. He may not call himself that. He may not consider himself that, but uh, I like to consider him a relationship guru. Um, just because of the fact the man is very knowledgeable. He can he can break down things whether or not you agree with what he's saying is not the is not the issue. The issue is that he's able to speak with logic. He's able to back up what he's saying, and I think that the viewing audience will find him rather interesting. Whether you agree with what he's saying or whether not, whether you don't agree with what he's saying. Um, let's see here. So we're just waiting on him to join in. Uh, what else we got going on? So Netflix has signed a deal with. I want to say they signed it with BET, but that would be uh, me misspeaking if I was to say that. They didn't sign with BET, but they did sign a contract to air. Looks like Moesha. They're going to be airing The Parkers. They're going to be airing Girlfriends, Sister Sister, and along with some other iconic black sitcoms. Now that goes right along with with tonight's show again because notice how there is no Bill Cosby in that lineup. That's done purposely. You know that. So if you're going to go back into, the history of black exploitation in the 90s, the 80s, and you're going to bring up these type of shows, for people to sit and watch on Netflix, why not have a Bill Cosby? I mean, we know why he's locked up now, but these are planned to launch in September. And once they launch these shows for you to sit at home this fall, going into the winter, you could sit at home and be a couch potato and watch these shows because they'll be setting curfews again for everyone to be with the coronavirus thing. So you'll be able to watch those shows and sit and eat your Doritos or your popcorn or whatever have you. Um, Let me see if I can bring my guest in. Hold one moment.
I'm in. I'm right here.
Mr. Brown, you are in the room. How are you doing, sir?
I'm all right, man. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Do you have any type of secondary devices with audio on
Uh, I got this headset on. I'm on right now. I can get off of it
them?
if need be.
Nah, you got to use the headset for the audio for the Zoom. Um,
Yeah.
but I was getting just a little slight bit of echo back on you. I didn't know if that was coming from from a device you may had on. But today is August the 4th. We were speaking on yesterday, and we had some real interesting topics that you were hitting on yesterday, and I just wanted to just to start the conversation off. Briefly, just in your opinion, what is the biggest grief between male and female?
Um, First off, I listened to what you were saying earlier. I actually got an answer for you. Something that you said about child support. Actually, when the coronavirus cases happened, 'cause I actually know somebody that works in child support. One, they postponed all child support cases while the coronavirus was going on because the courts wasn't open and everything. And then and everyone that fell behind, they just had to pay child support and they worked on them and everything until everything caught back up and all that. So, and the reason why, also the lady told me the reason why women get hit so hard is because the way that the judges look at them as you're the mother. You should be the one sitting there. If anybody be there for your child, and you pretty much ain't doing nothing for your child, so they throw the book at them when they find out. So yeah, because instead of you sitting there, and I don't know if you ever dealt with child support before, but instead of you going there and talking to your counselor or whoever was assigned to you and to talking about what to come up with an agreement, they actually go out there and try to go to the judge and try to talk to the judge and fight the judge about it. And judges ain't, they're like, nah. They say, oh, now we try to give you the easy way, but since you want to come see me, I'm gonna throw the book at you. So no, I haven't. I just got a friend whose mom, I actually grew up with. Her mom works in that office, and she actually goes to the court and gotta actually watch it. So she tells me about some of them cases, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I be laughing. It'd be funny to me, like so. You all right? You all right?
You can still hear me though, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. I'm wondering why they're not hearing me. Let's see. Uh, Anyone out there in the comments, if you can hear me, press one. When you can hear me, press one. Video audio output. You still can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay. All right. Well, let me work on my audio. But in the meanwhile, one of the points you had touched on last night. Oh, they saying they can hear me now. Cool. All right. So one of the points you had touched on last night was, what makes a man a rare species? You said a black man is a rare species, or went no, excuse me, because I almost misspoke. You said that black men that that pay their child support and go to work is a rare species to black women.
Yes, yes.
Elaborate
They
on
they
that.
act like we're
Break
rare.
that down for me.
Yeah, they act like we're rare. So with it, it all breaks down to, and this is my point of view and my understanding and everything I've been through and listening almost every single dude say the same exact thing. It always go back to the woman always running to other women or other people talking about how, excuse my language, but how a man ain't shit. Like it's always going to that. So when it turns around, it's always talking about how, oh, he don't do this, he don't do that, blah blah blah. But in all actuality, talk about how bad he is of not taking care of the child, or how bad he was in the relationship and all this stuff. But she don't talk about none of the stuff that she does,
Okay.
and it all goes under the concept of that. I look at it and goes, okay, you want to keep that perception of being perfect. You want to look perfect in your friends' eyes, in your family's eyes, and everything like that. So to everyone else, and to when they get in a situation, they're going, well, everything I hear and every little dudes I sit here and deal with, ain't no good dudes out here. And it's like, nah, we're out here. We take care of our business. We work. We do all this, but y'all trash us so much. It seems like it ain't many of us out here. But a lot of the stuff that turns around on us is a lie. To be honest with you, it's just a lie, or it's not the full truth of what's being told. It's not. It ain't the full truth of, oh no, the reason why I can't see my child is she keeps me away from my child. It ain't. I ain't trying to see him. You know.
So
So
let me ask you this, because one thing that happens a lot, um, you have a friend, he meets a female, they start to kick it, she gets pregnant, he's happy, she's happy, the baby comes, and then you watch your friend go through, the mental roller coaster, the emotional roller coaster, the up and down, and then all of a sudden you can't see your child. Why is that?
oh, it's always something that have to do something with the relationship. Something that happened in that relationship. It's never. I ain't gonna say never. I could probably, if I want to put a number on it, my guess is 90 to 95% of the time, it has nothing to do with that father being a bad parent to that child. It's literally she feels some type of way about him. She feels some type of way about whatever happened in that relationship, or things he done said to her and done to her in the relationship. Nothing to do with the child.
So do
And
you
so
feel
it,
like well, I ain't gonna say do you feel like, but if the child is being placed in the middle of the two parents, and being used as a prying tool, um, how much is that affecting that child?
it matters. It matters how old that child is. It matters. If it's a baby, like a baby, it's not really gonna affect that. That child don't know nothing what's really going on.
Right, right.
Baby just trying to baby just trying to get his titty milk and go to sleep. That baby ain't really, it don't know nothing else. But other than that, once it gets older, see, and this is where it gets messed up, and I think it's called alienation, where you have the parent talking trash about the other parent to the child,
Okay.
and
Now talk
and I
about
think it's
that,
called
because that,
alienation.
in my opinion, when that, when you have something like that that's going on, it really puts the child in a position to where, they're in a state of confusion. They may be able to handle the information that's coming to them, and it seems like they're more advanced and grown or developed than what they are, but that's a lot for a child to absorb. It's a lot for a full grown adult to absorb. So for a child to absorb something like that, you,
They're gonna hate that part. They're gonna hate that parent.
right.
They're gonna hate that parent because the way that it's done, it's not done on a, well, look what your dad did to me. It's more of a, your daddy haven't done nothing for you. Your daddy ain't been here. Your dad, I've been the one here. I'm the one that said your daddy ain't this, your daddy ain't that, and you're hammering this every day into this child's mind. So eventually, that child's gonna come up with a thought like, oh well, since my mom, this must be real.
Mm-hmm.
You too adamant about this. So it's nah, yeah, you right, mom. Screw that. But meanwhile, dad been trying to call you the whole time, but mom been ignoring your phone call.
Mm. So why? That's what I'm trying to get at that point. Is this some type of mental programming that women have developed over time that are making multiple women behave the same way. You can't see your child. You ain't shit. You know, because when you say that just now, I'm pretty sure people out, in TV land that's watching, they have heard that said before, just in a different tone of voice from a different person.
Hmm. I don't know, man. You know me, I'm old school. I'll go back to that saying, man. Show me your crowd, I'll show you your future.
Okay. Okay.
Look, man, you're gonna turn around and you deal with a bunch of chicks that's turning around and they talking smack about their baby daddy and don't want their baby daddy around and all this. What you think you about to be like? Cause that's all you listen to. You see what I'm saying? Like you're gonna follow that same exact path. Like that's gonna be your future. Because you're gonna there's a lot of people that's rather just fit in a crowd instead of just being better and being outside of
So what? Larissa says y'all sound crazy. It goes both ways. So just in your opinion, uh, what is actually, the big, the big rift in between man and woman? What makes man and woman at odds so much?
honestly, man, it's I answer Carissa. What we're not saying is no, we understand man ain't shit. I'm gonna answer Carissa first. Man ain't shit. We understand certain things. We understand and say we get that.
Okay.
But there's a big thing of misunderstanding or not wanting to understand. So instead of I'm gonna use Miss Carissa for example. Instead of you sitting here and people listening and saying, damn, that might not be you, but that's the majority of what most people out here deal with. Instead of sitting there saying, well, nah, it goes both ways. No, man, what I'm saying right now is nothing new. It's like I told you before. It's nothing new.
Okay.
Men been saying this for the longest, for years. It's hundreds and thousands and millions of men who all said the same thing. We all crazy. We all lying. Like nah. Like there's gotta be some type of all right, hold up. It's too many of y'all saying the exact same thing. Like just when it comes to women, like, hey, there's a lot of things I'll be the first to admit. Y'all some confusing ass creatures. Y'all are confusing on a lot of stuff that men just ain't going to understand on a lot of things. Cause y'all are very emotional. We aren't emotional.
Give us an example.
So so let's put it this way. Men are logical.
You,
We're
you
very
said
logical.
men are
We
logical.
separate things
Oh yeah.
logical. Logical. We compartmentalize things in our brain, separate things. Okay, this is that, this is that. Hey, this is what's going on. Okay, cool. You talking about that? Hold on, give me a second. I got you. I'm with you now. What's up? We're compartmentalizing our mind.
Right. Right. We trying to make sure
Woman,
everything that need to be done get done all at one time instead of spending the whole
uh,
day doing knickknacks.
exactly. Work smarter, not
Right.
harder.
Right.
Turn around, women. Y'all don't forget shit because you're emotional. Everything's connected to your emotion. Everything's connected to it. That's why y'all don't forget nothing.
So let me let
There's
me let me
always a
let me
feeling
let me
involved
let me
into
let me
anything that
let me
happens.
stop you right there, because all right. So if you're saying that women, the reason that the way they are is because they're so emotional. Um, I wanted to touch back on that topic that we were talking about offline. Where you said, in order for a relationship to work, there has to be a level of fear. And when you have a
Yeah,
woman operating through emotion, okay, where does the fear get installed? Because when you're dealing with emotion, fear is an emotion, and if a woman is
yeah.
being emotional and you're putting fear in her, where does the line get drawn with the fear, and how do we kind of put a measuring stick on how much fear we need to install in order for this relationship to work?
see, when it turns around, you're saying you're trying to install fear. It's I know how that can make it sound like, man, that sounds like some abusive, controlling ass shit right there. Like I understand how that sounds, but I don't mean that at all. What it really is like, yo, there has to be some type of way where you can talk to somebody or let them know, like, look, if we get married, we be serious. I'm telling you right now. Dude said, people say it all the time and they behind closed doors. Hey man, you do this, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. Like, I'm just letting you know. Like, I'm gonna kill you. Boy, you stupid. Whatever. Like,
But
all
they
right.
be serious. They be
Hey,
dead serious.
be
Yeah.
serious. But they taking it jokingly, but be like, hey, I'm not playing with you. Like, don't you think I'm playing, but I'm serious. Like, don't. So you're putting we always hear about this conversation. We all heard this as a kid. You got to put in a seed. You're putting in that seed, letting them know that, hey, don't whatever. Women tell men that all the time too. So don't try to come up and be like, oh man, he did it. Y'all tell us the same. Try me if you want to, but that's the same thing. Y'all say the exact same thing, might be in a different way, but you say the same exact thing. And in it, what happens is when you turn around and you want to do something, like if someone come to you, you be like, man, that chick look good, man. I want to do this.
You breaking up. You breaking up. Hold up. You still there?
You hear me?
Yeah, it broke up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
here. Oh yeah. Nah, when you sit there, you go, oh man, man, this girl looking good. I should blah blah blah. With that level of fear comes respect.
So,
It's a whole different level of respect when you fear somebody.
all right. I'm gonna try to bring something up real quick, and I just want your opinion.
What's up?
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Are you able to see are you able to see me on your screen?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm looking dead at you.
All right. Let me see here because a video that has been circulating recently. Um, I'm pretty sure
Hmm.
that everyone has seen it. It's a very interesting video because the scenario is a scenario that is that is being played in a lot of homes around America, and people are being killed behind these type of incidents. Families are being separated, hearts are being broken. Let me play this video. Mr. Brown, you tell me what you
What are you
observed.
doing?
I'm recording you.
I see that. Did you put her to sleep?
Yeah, I did.
You did good. She had such a great birthday.
She did.
You're such a great dad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not done
Love
passing
you.
out gifts either.
A gift for me? Vernon, you didn't have to do that. It's not my birthday.
Such a great mom.
Oh, thank you.
I had to.
It's heavy. Ooh, I'm excited.
You're gonna love it.
What is it?
Open it up.
Oh my God, you are such an amazing man, I tell you.
I
Open
see
it
it.
up.
Is it Valentine's Day all over again? Oh my God. Ooh, it's that kind of night, ain't it? My favorite wine?
You're gonna love it. It goes with the gift.
Ooh, Pinot Noir. Mwah. I can't
Now,
wait to
Mr.
sip
Brown,
on
what do you
this.
think about this female here?
Oh, there we go, here we go. I'm excited.
She
It
ain't
gotta be the
shit.
necklace I'm wanting. You know I've been wanting that for a long time.
She ain't
Another
shit.
bag. You're so tricky, I tell you. Babe,
Now,
really?
this is the average woman
Another
that
bag?
you would see, walking.
I can't with you and your foolishness.
Nice smile, nice body.
Oh my God.
Seem very pretty.
You are one silly man, I tell you.
Open it up.
Oh my God, what is this? Oh man. Duct tape, really?
They ran out.
Oh no, she
You're
cute.
such an
She
amazing
mad
man.
They
cute.
ran out. I'm sorry.
An envelope? What could this be? What could this be? It's not shaking. It's not my necklace, I don't think. Let's open this up. Ooh, it
I
feels
can
kind of thick.
say
Okay, hold on. It
I'm a,
may be.
I'm,
It
I'm gonna
may
let that
be.
play out, and then I'll let that
Pay.
because I don't know if everybody's
This
seen
better
that.
be a ticket to Dubai for 2 weeks straight, round trip. Because you know I've been wanting to go to Dubai.
Open it up. Yeah, read it.
What is this?
You know what it is? I just want you to know that I know.
Word
They
on the
is
street
not
calling
mine.
you on there, ho.
She's not my daughter.
Why did you do this tonight out of all nights? Why?
Because I wanted you to know that I know Nevaeh is not mine. I've had doubts. So
What
I went that
doubts?
DNA test. Nevaeh is not mine. She's not my daughter.
704-606, you on the air.
Why would you do this?
All right. Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. You couldn't hear him? Okay, we had a caller on air. You couldn't hear the caller though. But he was just basically saying how,
What he
that's
said?
not gonna fly, with a woman taking a man, basically, you're living in a realm of deceit and deception. It appears that this woman is living in a man's home. She has her child living in a man's home, and this is a behavior that is learned. Um, I seen a Facebook post that you had made earlier about women, being labeled as children or being labeled as little girls, and how does that relate to to this video here?
All right, this this goes back to something I've always thought of this. When you meet somebody, this man and woman, this is we both do this. When we meet somebody, we we ignore signs. We ignore signs that this person ain't worth nothing. This person ain't what we ignore it because we infatuated with her body, her smile, her conversation, or you embody with whatever it is with the dude, whatever. We ignore so much stuff until something finally hits us in the head that made us go, man, hold up. Like, nah, there's signs before you had a child with this person that this person wasn't worth nothing. You just ignored it. You ignored it. And so what happens is in this situation, with her, I believe he probably ignored some things. And secondly, it's so messed up on her part. She knew there was a good chance, or there was a chance that, hey man, this person ain't might not be my might be the father of my child. Tell that person because I never forget what Akon said one day. He said this one day. He was like, yo, when it comes to what my situation is, I tell every female my situation and I give them the decision to whether they still want to deal with me or not. You give them that decision, that choice if they still want to stick around. Who knows? Dude might have stuck
Mr.
around.
Brown, hold on. Because to me, now this is just my observation. There seems to be two different worlds that are existing. You have a world where you have a man that is leading the home, and everyone in that home is following the man's lead, and then you have a home that is being led by a woman, and a woman is
Hmm.
everyone in that household is following the woman's lead, even though there may be a man present in that home. In the event that the woman is the breadwinner in the home, she makes 100,000 a year. The husband, he may only make 40,000 a year. Does she get the right to lead the home because she financially brings more meat to the table?
man, I want to say it. Whew, that depends on which way you want to go. Now, because it's funny to me when you have this conversation with exactly what you're saying. A lot of people who say that of that's women that's turn around and say, "Well, I make the most money, so I got to say so in the homes," are Christian.
You say they're Christian.
They're
Boy,
Christian.
you finna step in mud. Okay.
No, I'm not.
Why you
No,
say
I'm
that?
not because I got.
Don't step in shit now.
I'm not
Hey,
because I know the.
if
No,
you
no,
need me
no,
to
no,
build you a
no,
bridge,
no, 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 no.
I
I
can
got
build it.
this.
But
I
don't
I
step
got
in shit.
this.
Go ahead.
No, no, I got. No, 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 no. I got this. Like my brother said, when y'all say y'all stay in church, we had an address there. Hey, this is how this works. There's a lot of people who's Christian who
I
says
think they
that, but
missed that.
in
I
the
think they missed
Bible,
that. You
it
said if you
says,
stay in church, what?
I said, when a lot of people turn around and say, yo, I used to stay in church. Me and my brother say, well, we had an address there.
Okay. Okay.
We had an address there. Like we literally seen our parents get mail in
Okay.
church.
Okay.
Like we had an address there. So that's how often we was there. Like, yo, there's a in the Bible, yeah, you make a lot of money, but in the Bible, it literally sits there and says it doesn't matter. It goes way back to Adam and Eve, where he told Eve, like, hey, anything that you want and desire shall come from the man. The man is the head, no matter what.
Okay.
No matter what, the man is the head. So it comes to the point where you got to ask yourself a question. The Bible turn around and says you go by the law of the land, but the Bible also says you go with what he says. So what happens when the law of the land does not go with what the Bible says? Which one do you choose?
So I guess that would be on the burden of the man at the time because as the man and you're supposed to be leading the household, then you're gonna do what feeds the family. So what feeds the family, if that be outside of the Bible, me as a man of the household, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to bring meat to the table.
To bring me to the table, exactly.
Okay.
But but don't get me wrong. There are there are dudes out here that will sit on a butt and be happy to do nothing because she's making that 100,000 a year.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
me, to me, that that man ain't shit either. That's me.
Even though he's bringing,
That's me
he
though.
bringing big breads, big loaves of bread to the table, big slabs of meat.
Hey,
He
look,
coming
man.
to the table with the whole pig. You know what I'm saying? He ain't bringing just a pork chop. He bringing enough to the table for the whole family to eat. But what puts him in the he ain't shit realm?
If you turn around, it's like we turn around and say, like, man, if you turn around, you sit around, you're doing nothing.
What's doing nothing
You're
though?
doing nothing, huh?
What's doing nothing? Because I have I have a theory that I go by. You either gonna have my presence or you gonna have my paper. I can't give you both. You know what I mean? So either I'm gonna be here with you to take care of these children with you, or either I got to go out here in this world and I gotta get some meat to bring back to feed you and feed these children. So you either gonna have my paper or you gonna have my presence. So if you got the man that's
Hmm.
he's $100,000 man, what puts him into the he ain't shit realm? When he's bringing that
Nah,
type of
nah.
check to the table.
If you making 100,000, if you making 100,000, and you doing whatever you gotta do to provide for your family and everything, no, I'm not gonna sit here and say you ain't shit. You're doing what you're supposed to do. Like you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're trying to provide. You're trying to take care of your family. Got you.
Okay.
But if you're gonna be the man where you're bringing in nothing, I'm gonna question some things. Like hold up, man.
So so
Nah, not
so when you
nothing.
saying nothing, you talking about like trips to the basketball court, on me. Trips to the basketball court. Uh, going to the amusement park, just different outings that you may be able to take them on. Would you say that if I'm not able to, be at the birthday party, or if I'm not able to, be at the basketball game to see you score 35 points, and everybody in the stands was yelling for you, but you looking up in the stands and you looking for Big Papa, and you don't see Big Papa up in the stands, so everybody happy for you, but you're not as happy as they are because Big Papa ain't up there cheering for you.
I mean, yeah. Like I understand that. Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm in that situation. Like I don't. My son live in a different state. I miss games. I miss birthday parties. I miss some of these things. But what I do is I talk to my son almost every day. I explain to my son everything that son I'm working. When he calls me, I'm at work. He sees I'm doing this. If he asks, sometimes like he used to ask. I don't know more. Like, Dad, why you always at work? Son, do you like this or like that? Yeah. How you think I pay for it? Like I gotta work. I gotta work. Somebody gotta. Hey, no reason for me and your mama to be broke. Like that don't make sense. Like nah. I gotta be able to provide. I gotta be able to sit there and make sure you're okay and your needs and wants is okay. I'm taking that responsibility as a man and as a father to you. That is my responsibility to you. Now, I would try to come as best as I can to certain games and to certain events and certain things, or I might even meet you at certain places. Won't go all the way there, but I'll meet you there. I do what I can, the best that I can. Sometimes I can't, son, because not only do I got to take care of you, I got to take care of me too. I still got
Right.
bills. That doesn't stop because you got a child. So so you know, I'm more in the situation of I'm not with the mother. So now look, had that conversation with her. Like, look, man, I ain't gonna be able to do every little thing because I gotta take care of myself too. Like, hey, you might be okay where you at, but I ain't. That's just how that thing works with me.
So the situation with with Mike Tyson and Robin Givens, with her jumping back, jumping back on the Mike Tyson bandwagon. By the way, who you got? Mike Tyson or Roy Jones?
Hey, real talk, I really think Roy Jones might win because a lot of people don't know Roy Jones still box.
You think Mike Tyson gonna be too heavy and sluggish?
I think he might be a little too rusty with this. Like he might be a little too. It's it's like it's like you would know this. Like it's like if us we're over here, we turn around, we just living life for 5, 6 years, and then we're going to turn around and say, hey, we're going to go ahead and train for 2 months and go work out and do all this stuff. And you know what? Now we're gonna go try out and play in the NBA, and play them in the exhibition game, and watch me drop 40. That ain't
Right,
happening.
right, right.
Like nah, that ain't happening. Like nah, Roy Jones still is boxing. He does it overseas, but he still is in the realm of being in the ring and got the stamina and all that other stuff. Like so, that's where I'm at. Now, Mike Tyson got to punch his chance. That power don't go nowhere,
So
and, and he got that old man stretch. So,
okay, so what do you think about a man like Mike Tyson? Right,
hmm
he's walking to the stage to get ready to fight Roy Jones, right?
hmm
And
hmm
as he approaches the stage, he gets ready to enter the stage, and the last person in the stands that he sees is Robin Givens.
so what's the question?
Psychologically, the damage that has been done by this woman to a man like a Mike Tyson, how does that affect just him as a black man, period?
Oh man, you and especially with what she's doing now, it would if I was him, it would go I would go back to I'm back in the place of I feel like I got the whole world against me.
Mm.
I I got the whole world against me again. Like the whole world is against me. Like so now I'm not even fighting Roy Jones no more. I'm fighting all the doubts. I'm fighting everyone who said something about me. You're not even Roy to me no more.
So, because like the way that I don't know if you heard me talking about it earlier, the way that she came into his life and exited his life, and extracted so much money because at one time Mike Tyson was what a $200 million man. I think it was something
Hmm.
like that. And just if we talking in percentages, I mean, 10% of 200 million would be 20 million. So
20 million. Yep.
5% would be 10 million, and she made off with 5% of his money, basically. And no child involved at all. So is it? I don't want to sound conspiratorial, but is it systematic
Boy,
for
this
men to be placed at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to, uh, you know, just not even no on no black, no black power type stuff. Just as a man, period, being able to operate and have your dignity as a man when you have your counterpart, which is the woman.
that's a fight against a woman is something different. It's just different. It's you can't you can't treat a fight with a woman the same that you would treat a fight with everything else.
How so?
Like man, you gotta tiptoe around some stuff. And it's like I understand that's 5%, 10% of his money, but I don't care what nobody say. 10, 25 million, a lot of money. That was somebody who ain't
Right.
making that. Like like billions is millions. I don't care how you put it. So nah, but it's nah, man. It's the system. Honestly, it's just the system is so messed up. Like with child support, with with you know alimony, especially when you got someone like Robert giving statue and stuff like that. I don't. It's so unfair. It don't cost that. When we go to child support, it don't cost that much to take care of no damn child. It don't cost no 10,000 a month to take care of no damn child. Like it don't matter where you like. Oh well, I want the child to feel like he should be comfortable being with you, just like it is being with her. Then that child need to stay with me. Then that's how I feel about it. If it's to the point where you're trying to do some stuff and say, oh, well, the child needs to feel comfortable like it's in both places, well, the child needs to stay with me then because you're telling me the child would be more comfortable in a better place with me than with the mother. That's what you're telling me.
Right. Right.
But but at the end of the day, it's like, and then on top of that, you're gonna let this woman turn around and take all my money all because I worked hard. I did the sacrifices. I did all this work and became something. She had the same opportunity to do whatever it is she wanted to do, and she decided not to do it or whatever the reason is.
Mm-hmm.
But now I gotta take the punishment because she ain't want to do nothing with her life, or she didn't push as hard as she could have pushed or whatever. But because I did, I gotta pay for that. That's a man's mentality.
Okay.
But so it's just like I understand women, like women sit there and be like, well, I gotta wake up and take care of the kids. I gotta wake up and do all this. I gotta wake up and do all this. You just don't understand how hard it is. No, no, I get that it's hard, but understand something too. That's not your job. That's your responsibility.
So when a woman says, "I do this, I do that, I'm his daddy," you ain't shit. What I mean, what do you do with that? I mean, because like
What?
you say, you want to know what you're getting into before you get into it. But once you have a child by a woman, and you know that type of talk starts to come, you know, for you know a young man that may be out there watching this, you know, in your opinion, how do you handle a situation like that?
Man, one thing that I would tell every young black man or older black man that even if you're in the situation today, if you are getting to the place where somebody is telling you you can't see your child, I'm the daddy, they're doing whatever they can to make it hard for you to see your child and don't want to bring your child and all this other stuff, don't be afraid to go to court.
You said don't be afraid to go
Because
to
that's the
court.
safest way in it is. Don't be afraid to go to court. That because that's your safest bet. Because if you do anything, especially in front of that child to that mother, game's over. But if you go to court yourself, put child support on yourself, it works a whole lot better in your favor. See, but a lot of dudes got this whole mentality that court is so bad. Yeah, but because the woman is already putting ahead of it of you ain't worth nothing.
Right.
So now you're fighting a defense battle of saying, yes, I am. This is what, yes, I am. And now they're in more of the control. No, hey, beat these women to the
You're breaking up.
no.
You started breaking up.
Hey, I want to go up to that child support. Look, hey, I want to put. I got a child. I'm the father. Here's the birth certificate. Here's social security. I want to put myself on child support because lawyer and everything, so I can turn around and that I see my child. Now, if she breaks that child arrangement agreement, guess what? You can take her ass back to court. She ain't let me go see him. Now I want to see him even more.
So basically,
So
instead of you know you getting surprised with paperwork, you go and you know you get the ball rolling to where you know you lead in yourself before someone else can lead you with this is how much you're gonna pay.
the
You once you step into the courthouse and set up a basically a business arrangement because
that dog, this hey, that goes back to the conversation we had a couple months ago. Once you get married and as you have kids, you do these two things. That's all it is. That's all it is a business arrangement after
right,
that. There is no more, oh, this person, that person. No, this is a business arrangement. There's no more such thing as property. It's now assets. You know, it's no more of whatever you want. No, it's all business terms you're about to hear now on. So it goes back to that statement. I remember my dad told me something when I was young. Tell me what the problem is and tell me what's going on than it is for someone else to tell me or for me to find out on my own. Government's the same exact
right.
way. It's best for you to go up and tell them yourself, like, hey, this is what's going on. This is the situation. What can I want to do this and this to make sure because I want to be in my child's life. You're looking in a good light now. Now she's looking like the bad person and saying, yo, why? So why you haven't been having them see your child? Why? They're gonna want to do mediation. Because if they go to court and tell that judge on why she been keeping them away from you.
Right, right.
You see what I'm saying? Like so nah, like we men, especially black men, when it comes to our kids, do what we gotta do. We gotta do sometimes the things we don't want to do. I done heard that whole talk before, man. I don't want the government in my business. Hey, sometimes I put myself on child arrangement agreement. Hey, government, I want you in my business. She tripping. She's really trying to keep my child away from
Right,
me. For me to stop putting my hands on everybody, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna go through you to make sure this happens. I haven't had a problem since. If I want to see my child, I see my child. I call my child, she hears and picks up the phone and all that. Hey, Child support got, because it's a business, it got to work around too. But that's a whole nother
Right.
discussion. But
Because a lot of a lot of young black men they don't know exactly how to operate when they go in that courthouse. As far as like you said, that's a whole nother conversation because you got a lot of people that you know you go in there and you find out you can't read and it's embarrassing to know that you have a friend that can't read. You know what I'm saying? It's not embarrassing. I don't know. For me, it's when I found it out, and it's not one friend. It's multiple people that can't actually
yeah,
read. So you can't actually go in and fill out paperwork, and you have to have somebody do it for you, and a whole different conversation. But in closing, um, other than physical appearance, uh, not a perfect woman, but an ideal woman to you would be.
a woman that's going to support me no matter what. So support me, understand my dreams, ain't gonna stop me from going towards my dream. Is gonna motivate me and push me to my dreams. Um, a woman that's going to sit there and listen instead of being able so quick to ridicule, instead of sitting there being able to, oh man, you sound like, no, understand why I'm saying this. Understand this is what I went through. Understand this is what I'm not trying to go through again because that life sucked. Understand that. Understand someone that I don't have to be fake around. I can be me. I could open up and say, look, I just got this on my mind. Look, I really just don't like this. And we can talk about it. Not argue about it, not fight about it. Talk about it. Talk about what it is I don't like. Try to figure out, okay, can you work around that if you can? Okay, if there's something that I might be looking at a wrong way. Because I'd be the first one to say, okay, I admit, yeah, I might have looked at that the wrong way. I'm sorry, my bad. I get your point on that. But at least you can have a conversation without all the arguing and fighting and bickering and all, and you're all in your feelings because I done said something because you don't like it. You might not like it, but it doesn't mean that it ain't right. And so it just and can honesty, man. And the number one thing, and if I'm done with the fine, looking for the fine looking chick and all that, and good, you gotta be the best. I'm past. I got over that. When you deal with chicks that got a whole bunch of options, that's dangerous. Mm-mm. So so I just so where I'm at, I'm like, look, man, I just want a chick that's honest. Just be honest with me. Even if I might not like it, still be honest with
Right.
me. So now I still have the choice of sitting there saying, do I want to deal with this or don't I? And so it's pretty much that simple.
Well, Mr. Brown, we appreciate you coming in and talking with us tonight. We're gonna let you go. This is a conversation that is ongoing. Since I can remember, this is a conversation that has always been. The battle between male and female, and who's right and who's wrong. Mr. Brown, we'll see you on the next time we invite you in, and we thank you for coming again.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one. Y'all
All
have a
right, thank
great
you.
night.
All right. Well, that's tonight's show, everyone. Again, this month is August. This year's went by real fast. We'll be doing Battle of the Sexes. Again, this is Word on the Street. As always, don't lighten up, tighten up. I'm Mr. Burn One, and I'll see you on the next one.
Lift off and the clock has started.
Hey!